Alright guys, I'm back again with another review. This is the Bay Area's only toy reviewer, Carl, and I'm here today reviewing Mezco's Mortal Kombat dun, 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 dun. Sub-Zero. I ended up picking up this guy and several other Mortal Kombat figures from this line based off of a recommendation from another toy reviewer, a prolific Transformer toy reviewer by the name of Bobby Skullface. If anybody happens to see this video, go look up Bobby L. Skullface and give him support. Watch his reviews. He is very talented at what he does. He's very insightful. He's a very smart dude, and he's really cool. I really enjoy watching his videos. He inspired me to continue to make videos that people are watching or not watching. But that being said, I picked these up per his recommendation after watching his review. I was debating whether or not I actually wanted to make a video about these guys because he did it. And I figured, you know what? Now is a good time, especially when you have the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat figures coming out. I figured, you know what? Just shine some light on these guys again, because these guys are still cool. I still like these guys. A little backstory with me on Mortal Kombat. I like Mortal Kombat. I do. I enjoy the games. I think they're fun. I thought Mortal Kombat 9 was a fantastic game. Smoke quickly became my ultimate all-time favorite character, more so than Scorpion or Sub-Zero, because hey, I'm anti-establishment, so I like Smoke. Smoke was cool to me. I'm more of a Street Fighter guy as far as knowing the storyline and the characters and how they relate to each other in that regard. But these figures are insane, and they came in two different sizes. This is I believe the 5.5-inch Mortal Kombat figure, but they also have larger ones that are, I believe, 7 inches, 7 or 8 inches. So they're much larger. I got the smaller ones because the smaller ones were the ones that were featured in Toys R Us. So these are like, I got these from Toys R Us. These are Toys R Us release. So let's get into it. With the articulation, his arm does go around 360. Before we start, he does come with these accessories. The smaller ones don't really come with a lot of accessories, but they do come with enough that is good and gets you what you want. He comes with this ice hammer, which is really nicely detailed. It's this translucent blue plastic. Like, look at that. That looks really, really nice. He also comes with this ice blade, which is detailed nicely. And you can tell that they put a lot of effort into making these figures the best they could, especially the accessories. They could have just phoned it in, but they didn't. He also comes with 2 additional hands that are very nicely detailed. These are more like open. But this is for like an ice ball that I guess I didn't get. I guess individual results may vary. But I didn't get the ice ball. But that's where that would go. Like the ice ball would go in there, and I guess he would do the ice summon type of gimmick to shoot the ice. But that's what these hands are for. These are like the ice shooting hands. And as you can see, he holds both very nicely. Continuing on with the articulation, he has an arm that goes around 360. It goes out to about there, which isn't very much, but that's, you know what? There's going to be a lot of things about this figure that I pass on just because of my personal like for the figure itself. He does have he doesn't have any bicep swivel, but he does have an elbow swivel. He has a single elbow joint. Joints are real smooth, real nice, real smooth, real tight, real nice. Yes, I realized when I said it. He has a wrist hinge that gets you up to about there, back to about there. These can pop out really easily. Same thing for the other side. 360, whole gimmick. He has a leg that gets you out to about there and back to about there. Has a single jointed knee. No, he does have a knee swivel, which is interesting, and a upper thigh swivel. He also has his foot is on a ball peg, so he gets a little bit of a rocker. Get you back to about there, up to about nothing, and it does go around 360. Same thing with the other side. He also has, which is seamless. Okay, so you would think that the ball peg would be here, right? Which would break up the continuity of the scope so that we can move it. No, it isn't. The ball peg, or the hinge here, is actually underneath this dressing, which is completely hidden. Completely hidden. And that is just one of the coolest things about this figure, is that all the joints work and all the joints are functional, but all of them are hidden somewhere. So you got a knee hinge here, you got a knee swivel here, which you can't see. You got a joint up here, a thigh swivel there, which you can't see. Ankle swivel, you can't see. So he just looks cool. Like, he just looks dope. He just looks so dope. But it does take a little bit of effort to get it to turn, and this is really hard plastic, so it sort of hinders the articulation a little bit. But I give a pass on that just because, I just give a pass on it just because I like the look of the guy. This guy looks fantastic. His head does go around 360. He doesn't have any alternate head options. His mask is not removable or anything like that. But what you really get this guy for is the aesthetics. Really. I mean, let's just start at the head here. Let's see if I can make this focus. But his eyes are... Oh, they're not closed. They look like they're closed, but they're not closed. But I mean, just look at the detailing on the helmet here. The mask has not really sharp lines, but the lines are where they're supposed to be. There's detailing on the mask that they could have easily just got that wrong. Easily just said, whatever. There's detailings here that if you look really, really closely, that you'll notice. And it's just, they put a lot of effort into making these guys. And you can tell the Mezco really does care about the Mortal Kombat franchise and making their figures look really good. But just moving down, you have these kunai here with these straps, all these buckles. Just this whole figure is just great. And I don't have the larger ones, but I imagine those look just as good. But they took all of those details from the larger one and then they scaled it down into this smaller one and didn't skimp on anything. They gave you, and this is the $20 price point. So you're getting all of this for $20 plus accessories that look really good. You can tell that Mezco really put their A game on this. All these kunai right here, all these daggers. Just the dressing, the traditional dressing, the traditional combat dressing of Sub-Zero. Going all the way down, all these straps and buckles and all of these things that make Sub-Zero who he is. And they could have easily just done it the way the original game was and just made him all one ninja suit with no interesting aesthetics or anything like that. But to my final verdict. All right, man. If you are they no longer, as of this video, they no longer sell these in Toys R Us. So you have to go to an alternate means of buying them, like eBay or Amazon or something like that. And I don't really know how much they go for, but for a $20 price point, you get this. You get this fantastically made figure that Mezco put a lot of pride into. And you can look at it and tell. I've talked to them personally, and they have stated that they have no plans on making any more of these, but like smoke for example, or Goro or anything else like that. So they have no plans of making any more. And that's unfortunate because if they did, I would buy more of them. And the only thing that I would say is that these guys are an interesting scale, so you can't really have them go up against any other figures in photography aside from other Mortal Kombat figures, unless you do things like little photography tricks to make them seem like they're on the same scale as other figures. That is the only downside from these guys, is that they're their own personal line and they can only go up against each other. You can only really take photos with them with each other. But aside from that, this is fantastically made. Mezco did a fantastic job. I couldn't ask for more as a person who is a auxiliary fan of Mortal Kombat. They really got me excited about this line. They really got me into it. And I'm glad I picked this up. If you are a Mortal Kombat fan, you need these guys. You need these. They look good on the shelf. They're highly detailed. Their articulation could be better, but I would much prefer to have this than something that is highly articulated that's not as good in this instance. So I give this a high recommendation if you are a Mortal Kombat fan. Even if you're not a Mortal Kombat fan, even if you're a slight fan, I say if you can get these guys, pick them up. You will not be disappointed. I wasn't. I'm very happy with this purchase. So until next time, this is the Bay Area's only toy reviewer, Carl, and I will see you guys next time.